All right, Broncos country, this is mic'd up. We are live. We are back. And more importantly, the Broncos are back. 9-2, baby. Let's go. Joining me tonight, RK from DNVR, Nick Kendall, Building the Broncos, one of my favorite guys. Gentlemen, welcome to the program. It's great to see you both. How you guys doing?
Hey, I'm doing really good. Excited to be here. Actually, talk with RK is going to be awesome. And always enjoy doing these shows with you as well, Mike. And gosh, I'm really happy to be here with a bye week after beating the Chiefs. I know RK is typically more of the vibes guy, but I think all of Denver's vibes right now. So it's really good to be here. First place in the AFC and a chokehold on the AFC West. It's about damn time.
Yeah, no kidding. How you doing, Ryan?
I'm doing great, man. I always say the sun never stops shining in Denver when the Broncos are winning, and that has actually held true. We're now into late November, and the weather is still beautiful every single day.
You know what? It's if you remember, well, you don't, but when Elway and the boys won the Super Bowl, it changed the city. Like we became winners as a city, as a community, as it was crazy. And then in 2015, I said this the other day, and I don't know if Nick, you were on that show, but I didn't think the Broncos were going to win that year. I didn't think they were going to win the Super Bowl. Even though when we got to the Super Bowl, I didn't think we were going to win. I was kind of surprised that we did. But again, there was that change all around you that you felt, and I think Broncos country should be feeling that now. And Brian, since you're new to this show, anyway, I've been watching you, and you guys used to just have a website or something. I don't even remember how that worked, but I used to listen to that website and type questions and stuff. And then it was BSN, and then it was whatever. It's history, but we do it. First thing I usually do right out the gate is a little bit of what I call the State of the Union. So let me just run these numbers by you first, Nick, and then I'll let you go. 8-game win streak, the longest since 2012. 11-game home win streak, the longest since the 2014-2015 season. And the last time the Broncos were 9-2, Ryan, I'll give you one guess. What happened at the end of that season?
They won the Super Bowl.
They won the Super Bowl. So having said that, Nick, give me your state of the team here. How we feeling?
I mean, things are as good as they possibly could be. We're still dealing with the downstream ramifications in theory of the Russell Wilson trade and contract, and we are so ahead of schedule. I think just the State of the Union, the program itself, is shout out to the infrastructure, and it starts at the very top with the Walton Penner Group. I mean, giving the players and everything state of the art. I'm excited to see, despite Woody Johnson's best effort, the upcoming end of the year report card from the Players Union.
Right.
Denver better be A's across the board, man, with how they're putting money in this. I hope we get one of those. Was it the Real Madrid turfs that we had that goes underground and they water it and cut it with robots? It's coming soon to Denver, I bet. They're keeping the stadium in Denver, so vibes are high there. And then I know it's the product on the field and it's always about the players, but what Sean Payton's done, you talk about the winning feeling here in Broncos country. I think that's a Sean Payton thing. I mean, it's the expectation. And he's a cocky SOB, but damn, if you're that good as he's been, you earned it, right? I'd be that cocky too if I was Sean Payton. I'd be worse. So really good. I mean, Super Bowl, we'll see. I think the AFC is wide open as it's been in years. So why not? One game at a time, and you keep stacking them. You get home field advantage. You get a 2 seed. You got a chance.
Yeah, Nick, we're going to get into all that. Slow down. Don't we can just end the show now because you covered my whole list. So RK, I've called you the man of the people for probably 8 years now. So from your heart, don't tear up because I know how emotional you can get, but tell Broncos country how you feel and put it in perspective, where we're at, kind of unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I think this might be one of the most rewarding seasons that I can remember because I and most people my age have lived a very charmed life as Broncos fans, especially through our childhood. I mean, my first football memories are that Super Bowl 32 season, like maybe the AFC
Yes.
Championship and the Super Bowl. And so you win that one, you win the next one, you're always competing for the AFC West, and you never really have like a downtrodden time. Then you end up just lucking into Peyton Manning. You do it all over again. And then you have what we went through for the last 10 years. And it was not normal for a lot of Broncos fans. And so to be able to like come back out of it now and be in first place in the AFC West and, look at the conference standings and see the Broncos on top, it's really like fulfilling and feels really special. And I'm now trying to soak it all up and soak it all in and enjoy each win and each moment for what it is, having the perspective of what it can be like when those aren't there.
Yeah, and being able to look back and now have that feeling. So you started with Super Bowl 32 and you thought, well, this is every year now. We're the champs. And you find out how fragile football life really is. And so it's amazing. It's a wonderful feeling, Broncos country, and embrace this, enjoy it. Dynasties are tough now, but as Nick said, we have the ownership to do it. We're out of the cap hell from Russell Wilson, so it could be happening for us. It is happening for us. I mean, let's take care of it. Let's take care of just a little bit of not the bad stuff, but let's talk about just something right here for my sake. And RK, I'll start with you this time. JK was my MVP signing of the year. Some people, you could rightfully say Hufanga or Greenlaw if he's healthy, but JK was very effective as a running back and something we haven't seen in a long time. He was on pace for 1,300 yards before when he went down. How much is this going to hurt us? Do we need to do something about this? Where are you at with JK?
Yeah, well, first of all, I meant to say this is my last answer, but you got me all in my feels. But thank you for the man of the people.
I'm good at my job, Brian. I know how to get. Most people cry on the show, so don't feel bad. It's okay.
You're like Tom Rinaldi of the Broncos.
Yeah.
But anyways, I was going to say thank you for
Rinaldi.
that, because that's probably the nicest compliment I can get. As for JK, man, it sucks because he was playing so well. He's becoming a fan favorite, saying all the right things, doing all the right things, and really running the ball in a way that we haven't seen in a while when it comes to patience, down in, down out effectiveness, and just making it a lot easier on this offense. Without him, I don't know what you do, because there's not a lot of options out there that would excite anyone.
Mm-hmm.
RJ isn't quite ready. And so, I mean, I liked what we saw from Jaleel in a limited sample the other night. I think you're kind of banking on RJ to grow up right in front of our eyes. And that's a gamble for sure. On the other side of it, though, we got to see a new kind of version of Bo Nix, which we already knew existed, though. It was when they need him most, he takes it up another level. Yeah. And so the other night, when they don't have a running game to really speak of, well, all of a sudden Bo goes and throws for 295 yards. And it's like, man, he just seems to have this extra notch that he can go to. You'd love to have a reliable run game. And I hope that this offensive line can, just give you enough by the way that they block it. But I have a lot of confidence in Bo that if, hey, we got to be more of a passing team moving forward, he can take on that load.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you 100% there. I think that the problem with RJ is he's just a different back. He's a different kind of back. And so they are going to have to change the way they do things. But having Bo Nix with that gene or whatever we're calling it, that Elway gene, a little early for those kind of comparisons, Nick. Don't call me out on that. But, I mean, you know what I mean by that fourth quarter. He's got more fourth quarter comebacks than any second-year quarterback in the history of the NFL, and he's got 6 games to go. So, Nick, your thoughts on the JK? It's a big loss, right?
I mean, that's probably the biggest difference between this team and last year's team is the down-to-down success rate of the rushing offense. I mean, last year they were bottom 10, bottom 12 from both EPA per rush and success rate. And I believe J.K. Dobbins himself was 14th in EPA per rush and top 15 in success rate. I know Henry always talks about it on the DNVR show, but RJ Harvey's success rate is some of the worst in Broncos history. It's also some of the worst in the NFL right now. Doesn't mean he can't figure it out still, but they got to get something going with the run game. And as good as Bo Nix was in the Chiefs game, the broader sample size, if you look at any of the advanced stats, it is his success rate. That is the problem right now. So they're taking some deep shots, and I think they're going to start hitting on these deep shots more often. I have confidence in that. But it can't just all be predicated on the explosive plays. Like, you got to be able to get some yardage on first and second down with the run game. So I think that they're probably going to have to do some digging for a bigger back. Maybe somebody like Ernest Johnson, if you guys remember him from a few years ago. He's out there on a practice squad. I really like Damian Martinez coming out of the draft out of Miami as well. He's out there. I'm sure you got a bye week right now. You have the pro scouts and the college scouts working overtime right now. Everybody gets a bye week, not you guys. We're digging through every single practice squad, all the preseason tape, looking for some running backs. I do think that it seems like Jalil's probably going to get the widest or the largest, I guess, ramp up in place based on the style and everything. But I don't want it to all be on Bo Nix for the offense to succeed. I don't think that's really totally fair to him. So hopefully they can find a little bit more from the run game, whether it's the guys they have, because I don't think there's totally replacing JK, but they got to find something down to down consistency with the run game.
Yeah, I totally agree. So in that same vein, it is our bye week, and it's a good one for us. Probably couldn't come at a better time. Nick, who are we getting back? Will we see PS2? Is it leaning that way?
I want to give credit to who it was. I believe it was Tom Pelissaro, but he had a tweet where it was both Alex Singleton and Patrick Surtain were very possibly back for this Commanders game, which is, I mean, shout out to Alex Singleton. Oh my God, that is insane. I can't even imagine.
Everybody ever asked you if you'd give your left nut to do something? Well, he will.
I wouldn't be on the show right now if I had anything. You guys wouldn't see me. I'd be gone. But I think both those guys are back. I also expect Nate Atkins back.
That's what I was going to ask you on, because that's a big one that maybe Broncos country underappreciates him a little bit. He's a player for this team, right?
Yeah. I do think that they maybe found a little something with Atkins being out using Adam Prentice, who was really good in that Chiefs game. And there's a little bit of H-back, fullback overlap there. Maybe they can figure out a way to get both those guys on the field to do some different stuff to force teams into more heavy personnel on first and second down. But no, and Atkins back as well should help the running game supplement outside of the running back issues, which are obvious right now.
Yeah. And Brian, Nick kind of covered who's coming back. I mean, maybe Powers too, but that's huge, right? I mean, this is the time, this is the stretch, right? This is where we need it'd be nice to be healthy at this time of year. Like, this could be really big for the Broncos.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, really the goal in the NFL, as crazy it is to say, is to avoid the season ending injuries. And the Broncos, I'll touch wood here, have been pretty good, save for JK, in terms of having these injuries be medium term, I guess I'll say. And so you get PS2 back, you get Alex Singleton back, you get Nate Atkins back, you get Ben Powers back for this stretch run, and it'll make a big difference for you. And it'll kind of give you like a little lift, like shout out to Vance Joseph, Chris Abrams-Drain. I mean, all of these guys, Justin Cernad, like those guys just came in and did not miss a beat, which is unbelievable to me, because I don't think any of us would have been surprised if we're like, oh, we lost this one game because our outside corners got abused because we didn't have PS2. And it just didn't happen. It didn't even come close to happening.
Right.
So getting those guys back, I feel like maybe could even just lift the locker room a little bit to be like, look over at PS2 and be like, oh yeah, we have that guy. Like, this is the best defensive player in the NFL. Like, we're going to go win the Super Bowl. But in addition, I think Alex Singleton is kind of one of the heartbeats of the team. and just from a leadership perspective, green dot, that type of stuff. Like it's all huge.
Yeah, he gets a lot of gruff. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just shout out. You talked to the coaching staff as well, the front office. I mean, we kind of like worried about guys being picked off the coaching staff, but Klein, maybe Leach. I mean, there's been some talk out there as well. This Broncos team, the depth that they have right now, it's obviously coaches putting guys in the right place and having the right people, but they're almost like a top tier college program where it's like, okay, well, our 5 stars out. Guess what? We got a 5-star behind them coming in here.
Yeah.
A little younger. We're still waiting to see, but just the depth and the ability of these guys come in, it's shocking. I mean, the hand to God, I did not expect the defense to look like this once PS2 went out. And I knew that we weren't playing some better offenses until the Chiefs, but like shout out to the front office because especially on the defensive side of the ball, the depth that they have without having, a crazy amount of top 100 draft picks or salary cap is insane. So I feel like the coaching staff, players obviously get the credit, but this front office has done a heck of a job building this team.
Yeah, they have. And to kind of pile on what you guys were saying about the depth, the Sean Payton, I think was accused of by someone in media of being bad in the clubhouse or that kind of crap, and I think we've seen just the opposite of that. It's a very, very close team, very reminiscent of those teams where the guys do everything together and they look out for each other, and they also tend to they elevate their play as they lose players. J-Mac, I mean, what a game from him. Nick, I had him as my game MVP from the Chiefs game. And that was a hard decision in that game because you could have picked 5 guys from that team. Certainly Bo Nix was on fire. He was just slinging it. I mean, what a fun game to watch. As close as that game was, it was not a game that maybe you could look back at and say, oh, we got kind of lucky there. That was not the case at all. The Broncos beat them straight up, and Jaquan had just a fantastic game. Like, those guys are lifting their level of play to make up for while their guys are out. Ryan, there's something to that, right? Like, this is a close team.
Absolutely. And I think that great coaches can impart their personality on their team. And I think that great teams willingly, embrace the personality of their coach. And I really thought Adam Troutman's quote after the game was so Sean Payton coded that I was just like, oh man, they're really bought in. Like, he kind of has them in this us against the world, nobody likes us type of vibe. So for him to go out there and say, if you're talking bad about Bo online, you're a coward. Was just,
right.
It was just so like, wow, like that sounds like what Sean Payton wants to say, And I just think that this team kind of has his edge to them, his toughness, that they got a little bit of asshole to them, and you need that in football.
When Greenlaw went after the ref and got the 1-game suspension, I think I tweeted worth it. I think Nick agreed that it was not the smartest move in the world. I'm not saying, I mean, we don't need to be losing players for games, but I kind of liked it. I'm sorry. I was like, we've needed that. We haven't had that since the no-fly zone was pretty cocky, and it's kind of good to see a little bit of nasty on the defensive side of the ball for sure. And
football's a physical, mean game, right? Like, you need that on the offense as well. The offensive line, like, it's imposing your will at the end of the day. Like, you're not going to stop me. You still got to be smart, like controlled chaos, if you will. So I don't know what Greenlaw said, or I've heard things. I'm not going to repeat it on here. I don't want to get you guys flagged. But you want to have a little bit of that a-hole, that edge that this team lacked last season. I'll give credit to, I think Robert Mays in The Athletic talked about it a lot. This team was good, but you got to have a little bit of like crazy on your defense. And I remember RK talking about the Super Bowl 32 and 33. I remember playing like on my PlayStation those games back in the day. And my favorite player on those teams was Bill Romanowski. I mean, like, you said something wrong, he was going to beat the hell out of you. Like, I didn't like him so much on the Raiders days, right? And I found out later questionable person.
You kind of like him when he was a Bronco, though. That's how that works.
Yeah. But
that's how that works. Yeah.
So it's good to have.
Yeah.
You need to have that. It obviously needs to be calculated at the same time, like smart. But you want to have that at the end of the day, especially on the defense side of the ball and in the trenches. I mean, just across the board, honestly, it's a physical game. You want to be a bully.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Be smart. I mean, we're the most penalized team in the league. At least we were last time I looked. Clean some of that up, but I think we talked about that too. It's like how much can you coach out of these guys? How much does Sean really care?
Yeah,
I know he loves the attitude.
Yeah. I do think some of it's cost of doing business. If you're going to play this much cover one and cover zero, guess what's going to happen down the field? You're going to get some penalties. We're not playing zone. Like the procedural pre-snap stuff, unacceptable.
Hate it. Stuff. That's coaching. Nobody likes it. Yeah, get it out of there. But this other stuff, man, like you see in the game where he knocks the ref on his ass when he's running down the sideline, and everybody that I was with was like, he did that on purpose. He hates those refs. It's like what do they call it in basketball, Ryan? When you fall, I mean, the ref totally flopped there. Come on, that was a flop. So let's be honest. Real quick,
he throws the flag from his back.
Yeah, right.
I won't make a joke there.
Let's give Will Lutz his props here, guys. I think his percentages certainly short, sample size compared to some of our greats. But in some stats, he's like one of the best kickers we've had. And Nick will look that up and he'll text me later and say I was right or I was wrong. But he's kind of clutch, Ryan. Like they don't call him Big Lutz for nothing. And did you love it when Sean ran out in the field and was like right through? Gave him did you like that? After he made it, you liked it, but did it make you nervous?
No, I love it. I really think that kicking is the most mental part of football. And
it's 100-yard par 3.
And that's what I was going to say is it's just golf. It's just golf. And if you believe in yourself before you hit a golf shot, you're much more likely to hit a great one. And I think Sean gets that. And so he's doing everything he can to pour confidence into Will Lutz. And I don't know if you saw it this week, but he did something again. He walked down, and as Will's walking off the field, he went like celebrating, like we won.
Celebrating, we already won.
Yeah, and I posted that, and then Will quote tweeted it and was like, "Yeah, that's exactly what happened." And I did it right back to him because
right in his face or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as he sees his coach do that, he's like, "All right, let's go. This is easy for me." Will Lutz, actually by percentage is far and away the most accurate kicker in Broncos history, which is pretty crazy.
There you go. Like 8%. You'll never not trust me again now, Nick.
And so I love the guy. I think that he has the right stuff for a kicker. And I really think he's just a playoff run away from being fully appreciated. I think he is a little underappreciated right now. I'm sure there's a little bit of like people just think of that Chiefs game last year and they're like, oh, missed field goal at the end, had nothing to do with him. There was one, I think, in the Colts or Chargers game. Yep.
Yeah, and that's like a 43-yarder or 46-yarder that could have made a difference.
There was a penalty beforehand. I think Troutman had a hold that kind of brought him back as well. Not to rehash everything, but he had a couple weird kicks in that one. But other than that, he's been nails.
Yeah, I think if he goes on a run in the playoffs and this team goes on a run in the playoffs, he'll be right up there with Elam and McManus and Prater.
He doesn't seem like a pressure guy to me. Go ahead, Nick.
The one thing I will say about the kickers is that it's kind of like comparing eras of like steroid era versus dead ball. Kickers in general right now are unfreaking believable. Like we're getting more points per possession than ever because people are making field goals further out than at a higher rate than we've ever seen before. So like Lutz is great, but the whole bar across the league has risen substantially for the level of kickers and just how consistently these guys are kicking it in. So I'm like one of my co-hosts for the Broncos stuff for a while, but also now the Falcons stuff that I do. We're big proponents of like raising the field goal and making them tighter as well. Like it's just like it's too easy.
God,
right?
I bet you're a blast at parties. God.
Also, the reason the points per possession are up is because they're damn near giving them the ball at midfield if you get a touchback.
There is that. Nick would have us blindfold the kickers, like just like point them in the direction,
You dizzy
spin them
that or
around like
something?
the pinata, and then make them kick.
Maybe
All
do
right.
make them do the barrel man stuff that they're doing at the end zones here, the game right now. Wear that stuff,
I'm a huge fan of Lutz. I was a huge fan of Elam. I just think a team that is winning close games, and you guys have all seen, and I know everybody out there has seen. We were 1-6 last year or whatever, and now we're 7-1 in one score games, or whatever those numbers are. It's very close to that. And Will Lutz is just seems unfazed. If he misses a kick, it's because he missed it. It's not because he's crapping his pants, and that's what I really like about him. And Sean knows him better than anybody else on the team. Probably it's his guy. He knows the guys. He's the guy that can go up to the tee box and you can do whatever you want, and he's either going to hit his shot. There's nothing you can say that's going to change that. What's great about having Ryan on the show tonight, Nick? He's the first person that I can use all my golf references that I've been saving up for, because nobody else plays golf. It's just me and him. You guys are
hiking ones.
You guys are missing out on the
maybe the dog. I don't know.
The greatest game ever is golf. So just live it. Let's get to a few comments here if we can. Yeah, big. Okay, thanks, Glenn. I thought I had. Where was it? I saw one for you. It was a question, but basically the gist of the question was from David Talks Broncos. Do you guys think that a lot of the fans, the throwback uniforms, the orange jerseys or whatever, and maybe even the D logo, would you like to see us go back to that, or are you happy with where we're at right now? Go ahead, Brian. I know Nick's answer.
Go back.
Yeah.
It's just so much cleaner. I mean, you go to a game, I don't go to as many games as I would like to because we have the watch alongs and the post game shows. But you go to a game, I mean, the coolest gear that you see has the old stuff. Like the tailgate that we go to, everyone's rocking the old throwback D. And honestly, one of my favorite parts about it is it immediately tells you, like, or at least gives you an idea of where this team is from. Like the current Broncos logo, we have a lot of positive feelings about, but there's just something about that D that just looks so nice, and it just like screams Denver. Like this is our logo.
Yeah. Nick?
I mean, I'm rocking it right now, vintage at a garage sale. I only wear the old school stuff if I can help it. So it's like the color combo's better. I mean, I think they did a pretty good job with the new uniforms. Like overall, don't get me wrong, but like they're just perfect. The old school Denver Broncos uniform, I'll put there up there. The only other uniform I think is close is the Kelly Greens for the Eagles. So they're great. I wish that we could do those full time, but not to hate, Damani Leach and all the work they did on the new uniforms or anything like that. But yeah, it's great. It's a different vibe. Undefeated in the new uniforms as well. Although that Raider game everyone lost that one, I think. No, but Denver won at the end of the day. But,
I don't say that. No.
I was there, and it was a rough game.
It was a rough game, but we won that.
Yeah. No, hey,
Glenn brings up a great point. RK, the no lie zone, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Right. That is what's refreshing about that show is a lot of shows are the same, as we all know. They're very formatted, and I think kind of this one included. So I'm calling myself out. This is just a standard 3-person show. We're not doing the scores. I'm not doing the trivia and all that. So I'm guilty of it. This show is not. The no lie zone is new. It's fun. Guys, look this up. How did this come together? How's it going so far? And is it as much fun as you can have on the air?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, credit to Akib for you feeling like that's unique, because I think that he is what makes it unique. And this goes back to when I was covering the team as like a true beat reporter, being in the locker room every day when he was on the team. And I mean, if you saw him, like, when the players are ready to talk, they'll kind of like go out and stand in front of their locker and just be like, all right, here we go. And like,
come get
me,
yeah.
do that. You're like beelining, because you're just like, I can't wait to hear what this guy says. And so I've always been like, I could listen to Aqib talk about anything, anytime. And I've always kind of put that bug in the ear of our CEO, like, hey, if there's ever an opportunity to do something with Aqib, like, please, we got to do it. And I wasn't even necessarily saying for me, I was just saying for the company. Like, I believe in him a lot as a media personality. And so we have a relationship with his agency, and they came to us and were like, hey, we're pitching this show with Aqib and someone else who I won't reveal. But I was like, yes, absolutely. Like, we got to do it. We got to do it. And then the potential co-host ended up dropping out. So they're like, oh, like, well, Aqib still really wants to do something. If you guys are interested. And, you know, they brought up I wasn't even in this meeting. They brought up my name, and Aqib said he was down. And so I was like, yep, let's do this thing. And it's just been such a blast. He is just hilarious. He knows ball to the highest degree. He has unique opinions and perspectives on everything. And so, like, every week I'm just putting the rundown together like, man, I don't even know what he's going to say about this, but I just know it'll be good.
You know, it's crazy. Because of the way he talks, you could easily make the mistake that he's not a bright guy. He's an incredibly sharp mind. And because he uses language. He's very colorful. But if you listen to the content of what comes out of his mouth, you're like, yeah, like he knows exactly what he's talking about. And he has a great way of getting it across. So, kudos to you guys. Love that show. It's nice to see that one. And I also saw Dave Logan making little appearances. Now that's probably the hardest get, in my opinion, that there is in Broncos country, to get Dave Logan to come on and do something. And I've kind of gotten everybody in the whole media sphere. You were like one of the last ones, and that was just a scheduling thing. It wasn't because you were, what did you call it? What was it earlier?
Unreliable.
Unreliable. It wasn't. It wasn't because you were unreliable. Although, Dave's a great get. But I do have to ask you, now that we're on this subject, just a quick aside. Would you say that you or Zach is the worst texter?
Oh, wow.
Now, this has to be close. And just the fact that you're having to think about it makes me think it might be you. Because I know Zach's terrible. Like, he will literally put his phone down and forget about it and walk away.
Yeah, the thing, I'm going to say me, because Zach is the most organized person I've ever met in my life, and it's not even close. And so I almost guarantee you he'll like set a reminder for himself, like, don't forget to respond to this text, even if it's like by the end of the week or something. Whereas me, there's just a chance that, like, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I got to get back to that. And then my mind goes somewhere else entirely and I forget about it forever. So yeah, especially during football season, I'm actually pretty good in the non-football months at responding to texts, but during football season, I zone out. And by the way, on the Dave Logan thing, that's all Benny Fowler, who, by the way, also has been incredible to work with.
He has been and he's really good too.
He's so good.
He's a natural. Yeah.
He's such a great hang, and we had such a blast in London. And then, he had a great relationship with Dave, and so they're doing Broncos X's and O's every Tuesday as well. And that, I love that show as well.
Yeah, love it. And I could listen. I've said it before. I've said it a million times. Dave Logan, he's one of those few that I could listen to all the time. And when I watch the games, I sync them up and I just let Dave Logan call the game. I don't need the national broadcast. It's magic when you do it that way. If you figure out how to do that out there, give it a shot. All right, let's get into the good stuff here. Are you less worried about the offense after the Chiefs game, Nick? Spags defense had to have it. Biggest game in a decade. The offense kind of came through. Certainly Bo did. We already talked about, running back. We're going to get some line help. I think they need to figure something out. But after a few crappers, that take a little bit of worry off you? Like maybe this team can play that game?
You mentioned, yes, mentioned it earlier. Your MVP was Will Lutz. Mine had to be Bo Nix because the Broncos couldn't run the ball worth a darn. Less than 3 yards a carry, less than 60 yards. I mean, it was on Bo Nix to manufacture the offense in that one with the play design and everything. So overall, it's been all season. I mean, from the beginning of the year, I've said there's two things for the Broncos if they're going to be legit contenders. Can they stay healthy, and can Bo Nix take that step, becoming a undoubted top 12 quarterback? And a lot of that has to do with the consistency week to week. Like, you can have a great game, but can you replicate that week to week? Different defenses, different opponents, different things are dialing up on you. So I think the answer has to be I'm less worried because of what we saw Bo Nix did. Now, I do think that the Chiefs are overrated defensively. I think they're closer to middle of the pack. A lot of their efficiency statistics point to them being more mediocre than top 10. They've faced it 40 less drives this season than the Broncos have. So of course they've given up less total yards and points. But the overall, I think that, Bo Nix executed. He did stuff we haven't seen consistently this season. And even if the run game makes me nervous because of running backs, the team is going to go as Bo goes. So you have to feel better coming out of the Chiefs game.
Yeah. I think one more thing on that is with RJ, you can't give a running back like RJ 11 carries because he's 2 yards, 1 yard, 3 yards, maybe 4, 2 yards, loses 2, and then he goes for 50.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with him. Whereas JK was 3, 3, 4, 3, 7, 2, this is a different kind of setup. Their splits might have to be a little different. Ryan, what do you say? Obviously you felt better. Or were you even worried about the offense before that? You had to be, right?
Yeah, I was worried. I think a funny thing about football is because we only get one game a week, it feels like whatever happens in each game is going to happen forever.
Yeah, it's the new narrative. Yeah, it's where we are. Yeah,
so that's why I'm so thankful for the Broncos winning that game. Aside from everything else, it's we get 2 weeks where everyone's in a good mood. But yeah, in that Raiders game, especially on the heels of the Texans game where they also struggled, it was oh no. I said multiple times during the week, is Bo hurt? Is something wrong? So to see him go out there and play as well as he did, and he looked calm, and his footwork was much improved. And since we were open season on golf references, I'll tell you that I got to an obsessive point this season where whenever I played well, I was taking a diary of everything that I did. How many hours did I sleep? What did I eat for dinner the last night? What did I eat for breakfast that day? How many drinks did I have on the course? Because I was how do I find this?
Did I go to the range? Did I not go to the range?
How many balls? Exactly. So I was trying to figure out, is there a perfect formula for this? I seriously want Bo to do that. How many cups of coffee did you have? What was your pregame meal? All of that stuff. Because whatever it was, he was just so dialed, so locked in. And it was really calming in when the stakes were highest to see him look like that. So, yeah, you sometimes need reminders of what he can do and what this offense can do. And I thought that was a great one for this offense. Yeah,
he was slinging it. And we've seen him do that a few times this year. And I've pointed it out several times on the show. And it's interesting. I haven't gotten quite the answer yet. And maybe we won't know now. But he plays the more critical it gets, the more he has to do something. He not only does it, but he looks looser and freer and more confident and more accurate. Strangely enough, when the chips are down. So you have people who get to the 18th fairway in match play, and they only need, to push the hole to win the match. And then they're in the woods, and then they're chunking shots because they can't handle the pressure. Whereas I am on the green in 2 and I putt for birdie and drop the birdie, but that's just me, hypothetically. But he's that guy, right? It just seems like his footwork's better. He sees the field better. His brain's working faster. And I can't figure out, and maybe nobody knows, is it what Sean's asking him to do? Is he just patting him on the butt and saying, you know what, go do your thing? Because he's telling him to protect the ball. for most of the game. We're playing in a tight game. We were going to win close games, but something changes. A switch goes off, and you see some people turtle. Some people open up. Bo opens up and plays better, and I don't know why that is. Nick, have you put any thought into that? Like, how is that even a thing?
My thought is that the Broncos defense is so good that a lot of times they're only going to lose games if they lose the turnover battle by a lot. And when the game is pretty much like, if we get a turnover here, what's the difference in the score? We have to put up points here anyways. So I think he plays a little bit less inhibited at that moment and is not thinking as much. And he's just like, I got to let it rip. And it's worked at this point. Now, granted, sample relatively small still overall. Football's a small sample size sport, but I think that's because of how good the defense is. You could lose a game early if you have 2 picks first 3 drives. I mean, your offense hasn't shown to be explosive enough, but when you need it at the end, the picks, interceptions aren't going to be as much of a problem. So I think a lot of it's not quantifiable too. I mean, you just one of those guys. You could talk about the golf. Maybe he's the pool guy who needs 3 or 4 drinks in him, and then he's seeing normal and he's sinking all the shots. I can't do it sober. So he's been unbelievable in the fourth quarter, and it's a sight to behold. It really is incredible.
For somebody that doesn't play golf, that was a wildly accurate description of some people I know, right? But what do you think's going on with Bo? I mean, is it a combination between Sean and Bo? Like what Nick is saying, like maybe maybe it changes. Like, hey, we got to have it. We can't play protective ball. Go out there and do it. Here's the plays. I'm going to give you the plays, but don't be shy. Throw it. Don't think twice. And like, I just can't figure out what it is other than he's just a winner. But It's not just that. It's not just that he pulls it out. Tebow pulled him out, but it wasn't the same. It was fluky. He pulls it out. He looks like an all-pro quarterback when he's doing it.
I don't think Tebow pulled it out until he was married, if I'm correct.
Oh, boy. It's possible. You're right.
No, I think that there's a couple things here. I think that Sean Payton drafted Bo Nix because he saw Drew Brees in him in one way or another. Right. And I think that he is trying as hard as he possibly can to train Bo Nix to be more like Drew Brees because that's what he knows and that's what he's comfortable with. And he thinks that the best possible way of playing offense and the best possible way of playing quarterback is a certain way. And so he's dead set on saying, like, I need you to get here. And I really think that quarters 1 through 3, Bo is like, okay, I'm going to make Sean proud today. And I'm going to do all the things that he wants me to do. And I'm going to do this right. And I hope that all of that work is going to pay off long-term. And you're going to see Bo Nix be like an elite, kill you from the pocket type of guy. But I do think at this point in his career, when the fourth quarter comes around and they got to score and they have to find a way, Bo just starts being Bo and just lets it fly and just slings it and finds a way to win. And there's something for both of it. And maybe Sean's wrong and just needs to forget about that dream and say, like, how do I make the best possible offense for Bo Nix? And maybe he's right. And this will all pay off long term, but I do think you're kind of seeing a little bit of thinking in the first 3 quarters from Bo sometimes where he's like, okay, I got to do this the right way.
Yeah. I definitely, that's what it's like your caddy. Okay. So he's telling you 6 iron, you're feeling a little wind at your back. You're thinking 7. It's a marriage. They'll work it out. I'm going to use a golf reference on every one of these. I just can't help it at this point. We're going for it. Yeah, I feel. I guess to answer that question, I'm less worried. I've seen it enough times now where I know it's there. How much it's there and how much it's going to impact us. Let's talk about that a little bit. We're clearly the number 1 seed right now, but are we the best team in the AFC, Nick?
If Bo Nix plays like that, the answer is yes. If Bo Nix plays,
let's assume Bo's going to play like that, Mr. Party Pooper. Let's just go ahead and assume Bo Nix is the Bo Nix we saw from now on, and so let's start with that.
If that's the case, and you find that level, and everything's more the trend in the baseline rather than one game. So if that's it going forward, Absolutely. This
Love it.
team has a superstar unit, and I think with Bo Nix, with Sean Payton in the offensive line, that's a top 12, top 14 offense, even if the run game, hopefully, I'm sure they're going to figure some stuff out there from the run game. So I think that is the best team in the AFC. AFC is wide open. I think
Yeah.
right now, if you're looking at the like advanced stats like DVOA, the Colts are probably the best, most balanced team. Like the Colts defense is slightly better than the Broncos offense. Both the Colts offense and the Broncos defense are like super powered units. Do we trust Daniel Jones? Probably not, but I mean, still, that's what the stats say right now. They're a little bit more equal, I guess, or an even team right now. But if Bo Nix plays like that, which we saw with Kansas City, where he's stepping up in the pocket, he's going through his reads, he's delivering catchable balls left and right, he's not kind of shorting it or anything. That team has as good a chance as anybody in the AFC. Like I said when we did the show last time, Mike, I want Kansas City to be cold, dead, rotting in the ground before I completely dismiss them yet. I'm sorry.
We'll get to that.
Man.
We'll get to that.
So until they're out, I'm still like Kansas City, screw them. They're the evil force. But right now, I think you have as strong a case for Denver as anybody. If Bo Nix, especially if Bo Nix plays that way.
Yeah. Brian, does it come down to Bo?
It does, but I think it also comes down to where. And so if the Broncos are playing at home, I don't think any team in the AFC is coming in here and beating them. And so that's what was so important about winning last week is now all of a sudden the dream of the 1 seed, the dream of home field advantage throughout the AFC playoffs is like very real. And we're entering the home stretch of the season. Like it's not even like you can't even say it's young in the season anymore. And so, yeah, I think at home, we're the best team in the AFC. On the road, I think, you could make a case for a few different teams if they were hosting you. But if Bo plays like that, absolutely. And I made that case like 2 weeks ago. I said, if Bo Nix levels up one level, then there's no ceiling for this team. And he might have done it in that Chiefs game. Now, can he sustain it is going to be the important part. But that's the key.
They have found ways to win every kind of game so far. They've had the big comeback, one of the biggest ever we've ever seen. They've had a blowout win where they just went in and beat the crap out of, was it the Cowboys or whatever? They've had the quality wins, Eagles, the Chiefs. They've grinded out ugly wins. So when I say that and I look at the AFC, I don't see a team. I see teams that can beat the Broncos, but I don't see any teams that the Broncos can't beat. Mm-hmm. If that makes sense. You agree with that?
Well, and this is what I was saying going into the Chiefs game, because a lot of Broncos fans, for no bad reasons, we're kind of seeing the B-man there. Multiple people said to me, like, man, I'm kind of afraid we're going to get blown out. And I just said, like, this defense is too good. I really don't think anyone can do that to this team because this defense is just going to keep you in games over and over and over again. So, yeah, that's why there's no team they can't beat, because the bar that they're going to have to clear to win the football game is just lower than most people.
Yeah, I feel the defense is going to do their job. If they're healthy, knock on wood. But the offense, with as many one-score games as we have, the offense seems to play up and down to its competition, or whatever that means. But that still means they're going to be in just about any game, Nick.
Yeah.
Home field
game they haven't won this year, the stylistic one, is that like classic Big 12, Patrick Mahomes, Baker Mayfield shootout where it's 40-35 because the defense has simply been too good. The only game where the defense really wasn't that good was the Colts game, and we didn't know the Colts would be like this at that point.
Nobody saw that coming, at least I didn't.
The Giants game.
The Giants, that was a lot of blown assignments. I didn't feel like an overwhelming force with the Colts when it's like they're just moving us at will.
Yeah.
Colts went like 1 for 6 in the red zone or something in that game. Like honestly, it was a miracle that we were winning for most of the game with how the Colts are moving the football.
Daniel Jones was unconscious. I don't know if he'll ever play like that again.
No, he was unconscious. Anything can happen in one game. But the AFC is wide open. Absolutely. What's really cool about the AFC this year is that the superstar quarterbacks, other than we'll see what happens with the AFC North, because the Steelers seem to be imploding. But you're talking about Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. Right now, it looks like if they make the playoffs, they're going to be a wild card team. So going to be very happy to have those teams coming into Denver. I wonder if the bookies will disrespect Denver in that one as well, because, you know, everybody's still banking on the Bills and the Chiefs and the Ravens because they have equity built up over time with the superstar quarterbacks and the programs that they've built. But yeah, it is pretty unbelievable. Denver's got a chance. I'm glad we're not in the NFC. NFC seems to be much more of a bloodbath right now. AFC's got the superstar quarterbacks. NFC has the top to bottom great teams. But if you get in the Super Bowl, screw it. Anything can happen.
So the Broncos, Mile High Magic's back, right? Home field advantage is back.
That's
truly
what the camera
back.
looked like at the stadium. Like, it's just
Yeah,
like
I mean,
going
it's
nuts.
back. And I don't know, were you at the game? I don't. None of us were at the game, but everybody that was there was like, okay, this is as loud as it's been since they could remember. So nice to have that back. Nice to have the shaking cameras. And then 11 straight. I think Bo's lost two games his whole Bronco career. Thank you, Ryan. And so, and those were last year.
Yep.
Obviously. So first seed and home field advantage is on the table for this team. We are positioned, again, Nick pointed this out, there are no powerhouse teams. I guess the best way I would put this, guys, is the AFC. Every team is flawed, including the Broncos, who have their flaws. So to be in week 11, having a bye and being at 9-2, first seed is on the table. We can't assume we're going to win them all. We can't assume anybody else is going to win them all. So why not us? Ryan, first seed's on the table, right?
It's not only on the table. I think that it's the new goal.
It's the goal.
I think that's what you set your sights on as a team. Yeah. I think coming into the season, you say, hey, let's win the AFC West, which even then people were probably like, yeah, go ahead, win the AFC West.
Good luck. Yeah.
No one was thinking one seed, and now I think you have to think one seed. And there's like a weird thing in sports. Thankfully, I don't think it's made it to football yet, but where people are like, home field advantage isn't as important as we once thought it was, and it's like, no. And especially for this team, just go back and look at the last time we won the Super Bowl in 2015. Like, you kind of have a couple things go your way in what was then week 17, and you end up with the one seed, and then you get all of those teams and those great offenses and those great quarterbacks having to come into Mile High against that elite defense. It's just a terrible situation for them and a great situation for the Broncos. And so when you combine the elite home field advantage that Broncos country provides, that the altitude provides, with having a defense that is as powerful and strong as this one, it just makes it is such a incredibly tough task for anyone to come in here and knock you off.
Yeah. Nick, if the Broncos get the one seed, it's and now with the new format, it's such a huge advantage because they get the bye, they get home field, everybody else has to play, right? They get healthier, they get to game plan for different scenarios and who could be coming up to play them. It's an incredible, and then you add on the open air stadium, the altitude, the mystique, it's definitely got to be the goal right now for the Broncos to get that. Why not? Again, like I said, the 12-4 in the 2015 Broncos with a hobbled Peyton Manning. I hate saying this, but any given Sunday, right? Like, these guys can beat any team that they're up against, and they can certainly beat them at home. With that, let's do this real quick, and then I'll get you guys out of here. I know I try to keep this to an hour. I know that CEOs and dads of little kids and whatever, but mic'd up kind of comes first, but it's cool. Whatever. Let's do just a couple of quick predictions from you. Nick, I know your answer to this. Are the Chiefs still going to make the playoffs? You going to sneak in as the number 7 or 6 or something?
I wish you'd asked me this on Sunday. If they lose to the Colts, I think it's sayonara. I know that it's not until they're just cold dead in the ground, but they got this one at home. They're going to be pissed. I do think they sneak into the playoffs still. I know it's an uphill battle. I think they're going to figure it out. I mean, they have the proven track record. Do I buy the Jags? Do I buy this Chargers team? No, I don't.
Yeah.
Not over the long sample, but the Chiefs do have some tough games. And if they lose to Indy, who has a bye week, who plays a very physical upfront game, who runs 12 personnel heavy stuff with Jonathan Taylor better than anybody right now, 5 and 6 is going to be hard. So we'll see. I'm not going to count them out yet. I'll say yes, but this is a huge game.
That's a good answer. I don't mind that answer because you're right. I think that's the way I was thinking too. I think the Colts can push them around. I think they can get to Mahomes, and I think they can shorten the number of possessions. They can make it a short game. They can do all the things that Mahomes hates. They can have him sit on the sidelines. What say you, Ryan? Are the Chiefs cooked, or are we still keeping an eye on them in the rearview mirror?
I don't think that's a very good football team when all is told. With that being said, the teams at the bottom of the AFC playoff picture right now, I don't feel that way. And the one that you mentioned, Nick, that I especially don't feel that way about is the Chargers. So I think even if they lose this one, not the Chargers, the Jags. And I think even if the Chiefs lose this one, I think they're going to find a way to climb back in, and the Jags will fall off.
I disagree. I see the logic. I think the Chargers are in bigger trouble than, and it doesn't have as much to do with the Jags, who are not exactly the most impressive team in the world, but the Chargers just got 35-6 by somebody.
Jags.
The Jags.
The Jags. Okay. Wow. Make me look like an asshole and an idiot on my own show, Nick. That's 5 points. We'll deduct it next time you're on when we're keeping score, but I'm writing them down for both of you. I've got deducts for both of you. But yeah, you're right. I mean, gosh, that team's in trouble. Those two left tackle or the two tackles for that team, every time I tuned into the Jags and Chargers, Herbert was on his ass. And he didn't have time. He wasn't comfortable. They put nothing together. They did not look like a competitive football team. The scariest teams, certainly, and Ryan, you put it very well. At 5-5, you got the Ravens, the Chiefs, and the Texans. If you're going to take those three, the Chiefs are going to come out of that group. So they're going to have to get up into that Chargers spot. Well, we're going to learn a lot in this Colts game. And who do the Jags play next? That's going to be an important one for us too. We've got the Jags coming up though.
Jags still got 2 games against Colts before the end of the season. Still, they haven't played them once yet.
Oh, so they're screwed. Yeah, they're out. They're done.
Well, and another reason why getting the 1 is so important, because whether it's the Chiefs or the Ravens, as a 7 seed, you don't want to play that team in the first week of the playoffs.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, we'll be waiting for you. Whoever it is, we'll be waiting for you in Denver.
I want to give a shout out to Benny. I do listen to some of the, obviously the DNVR, because you guys do great work. He was talking about he'd rather have the 2 seed than the 1 seed. I mean, he's a football player. He'll know more than me, but like, I think of that as an automatic win already. Like, just like picture like blank generic opponent. Oh, we already won. We advanced. So especially with how like muddled the AFC is, give me the bye. I mean, I can't speak to the pace of the locker room and everything, but like, one game that you don't have to play when you're that close, give me that every time.
I think that's an offensive perspective because it's so rhythm based. And, just being out there on the field is just, you can't simulate that in practice. So you look at like some of these great offenses who have gone and got the 1 seed and then, looked flat when they came out. And I think there's something to that. But I think defense thrives off of rest like that and just comes out with fresher legs and whatnot. So I think for a defensive heavy team, the bye is more valuable.
Yeah, you can't
too.
Yeah, you can't come into the playoffs at home. I don't see them being flat. I've seen them flat. We've all seen them flat a few times this year. Come out a little flat. The These are
Pleasure.
all learning experiences for this team. Glenn Hauser says, happy anniversary, Ryan and Allie.
Yes, but see, first of all, thank you, Glenn. But I'm trying to push back on this because this is our
Is
anniversary.
this a date anniversary?
Yes, this is how long
Okay,
we've been
so-
together. So we're
Don't
9
try that
years
shit with us.
together, but we're not even to 1 year of marriage yet. And I was
Yeah.
so yesterday, my wife was like, "Well, happy anniversary." I'm like, "No,
No.
new anniversary. We can't do 2 every year."
No, don't. No, you're not getting another gift. You're not getting another. Don't try that. That's wait till you've been married as long as me. You start getting away with things you never thought you'd get away with. Oh, hi, honey. I know you're watching. So she knows I'm full of crap. So, let's see. Charger's going to charge her probably. All right. I think we're clear on that. Toughest game. So, did I answer that? I think the Chiefs are going to find a way to claw their way back in, but I think they're not going to. I agree with Ryan. They don't look like a good team.
Mahomes isn't playing good.
Mahomes is not playing well, and he's not
Mhm.
playing well consistently.
Yeah.
I keep expecting him to do whatever it is he does, and he's just not doing it. He had all his weapons, guys. Like, he had the whole team back. Everybody was there, and they just couldn't get it done. And Mahomes was certainly a part of that. I thought we played them well. I thought that our edges did a good job of contain as opposed to rushing.
Cage rush.
And then when they went to the quick game, it was working, but we adjusted and got that. And the two things about Mahomes that kills me, aside from everything he's ever done, but the two things in particular tonight on this show, one is he runs like his feet are in cement and yet somehow can gain 18 yards on a run. I hate that. I don't understand it, why someone can't tackle him unless he just is running a 4.2 and just looks like he's not, because he looks like a really slow quarterback. And two, at least once a game or twice a game, he does kind of a Russell Wilson throw the ball up for grabs, and they just happen to come down with it. Because even in the last game, he would have had like 200 yards of passing, but because of one, throw it up and see what happens on a, he gets a 50-yard bomb, and then there it goes. So he hasn't played well this year, and I'm enjoying every minute of that. So
He also did the Joe Flacco thing in this last game too, with 100 yards of pass interference down the field.
Oh my God. We're not talking about it on the game. You're just gonna get my blood pressure up. And I'm at that age where it could literally kill me on air. So if it does happen, I'm supposed to text my guests, like my address and my 911 address in case I keel over. Then you're supposed to call, but I didn't do that. But there's 1,000 something people watching. Somebody will do it. Toughest game on the schedule. Now, I'm going to take the Chiefs in December. Is obviously the toughest game remaining. So let's wipe that one, because that's too easy. Nobody beats the Chiefs in Arrowhead. Except us. We'll probably beat them this year. But out of these other guys, Nick, who should we be worried about here?
I don't think you should be worried about anybody besides the Chiefs on the road. But if I had to pick any of these ones, stylistically, I'd probably take the Packers. I know that they've been erratic this season, but I'm missing the defensive coordinator. Last name starts with an H. The Packers have been one of the best explosive play defenses in the entire NFL. They do not give up explosives. Now, they're a little bit weak in the secondary, but with how good they're playing zone coverage and the first round picks just littered across the pass rush, and Micah Parsons and Jordan Love, who's erratic, but a talented quarterback all the same. I think the Packers stylistically for the Broncos offense is probably the toughest matchup. And they also have two linebackers who are banshees in Cooper and Walker as well. So that's probably the best defense you have left here. And what they do specifically in the pass game of eliminating explosive passes, that means Bo Nix is going to have to be intermediate pass game. He's going to have to be middle of the field. He's going to have to be high success rate.
He hates those. He hates all those. Yeah.
For the Broncos offense.
Packers are at home though, Nick.
Packers
in Denver. Right?
Yep, they're at Denver, but like your road games are besides if you're eliminating the Chiefs, am I picking the Commanders? Everybody who played the Commanders this season has had like one of the best offensive performances of the entire year. Denver is going to be pissed about the Raiders game, and Vegas has absolutely no home field advantage anymore. I mean, it's just a luxury box for the opposing fans at this point. So I think I got to pick the games that are remaining at home, and that'd probably be the Packers.
Yeah, that's fair. And isn't it nice how the schedule worked out for us, that we kind of got our road games out of the way early, and we get to finish up with a bunch of home games. What do you got here? Obviously, we would all say the Chiefs, so I'm just making it a little harder on you.
Yeah, I'd lean the same way. To me, that's going to be another like
Packers
slop fest, just grind it up, find a way, field goal at the end type of game. I just can't pick the Chargers because I'm the world's biggest Chargers hater. So
yeah, you are. Herbert Chase, hate Herbert. He sucks. Chargers hater. See, we know you.
I mean,
Jeff Hafley, defensive coordinator for the Packers.
So it's not Hackett.
Head coach look.
So it's not Hackett.
No.
I was just making sure. Okay, is he somewhere still?
He is. He's like a.
Is he still with the Jets or something, or is he?
He's like a defensive analyst for someone.
I knew he was doing defense now. Oh my God. See, folks, this is how good you have it now. Whenever I see people complaining about Sean Payton's play calling or whatever, I just...
For the Packers. He's a defensive analyst for the Packers. So
yeah, is he really?
Yeah.
Then that's a win. That's a win. It's an automatic win. You probably won't change your answer now, but enjoy it. These are the good times, guys. All right. Now, these are not your official. You guys have your own shows. So anything we say here is just between us girls. Don't worry. Nobody's listening. Nobody's watching. Trust me, no one's going to watch this show. Promise. In fact, I'm just going to delete it when we're done.
Oh, great.
We're 9-2. RK, you're on the spot first. You saw our remaining games. There's 6 left. What do we finish? And I suppose you can give me 2 answers. 1, if we're still playing, and 2, if we're resting our all our starters at the end. But what's our final record? We're at 9-2 now.
So I would like to just pick a clean sweep, because especially just looking at that slate in front of me, I really like it. But now I've got Benny, Akib, TJ. They're all talking about you can't go to the playoffs on a 14-game win streak. So I got to pick a loss in here somewhere.
You're gonna get your ass kicked, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll say they go 14-3, and they do play the starters against the Chargers in the final week. So one of these games, there's a weird slip up, and they play the starters in the final game of the season to lock up the
first seed.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great prediction. I love that. All right, Nick, what do you think?
I'll go 13-4. I think the Chiefs on the road will be a loss, and they'll drop a random one somewhere. They'll just be, every quarterback has a bad game. Defense every once in a while has a bad game. Granted, this team really hasn't, especially on the defense, hasn't had that this season. But football's tough, man. It's really, we're getting spoiled right now with this streak. I mean, you talk about how long it's been since they've had that. So I'm expecting them to drop 1, and everybody will freak out for a week, myself included. I will. And then, we'll be back on the winning streak after that. So I think at the Chiefs will be a loss. I mean, they're going to be probably desperate beyond belief for that one. So I'll go 13-4 to close this out. But I mean, there's a chance they could win out. There's a chance they could go. I think 3 is probably, God, I hate to say floors, because typically I'm like the cautious one. I think 3 losses in this stretch is probably the floor. And that's not including that is including the Chargers game being one that the Broncos still have stakes in.
Really quick on that, you saying everyone's going to freak out. I would love to hang out with you for a game, because you seem like such a mild-mannered person, but your Twitter during a game feels a lot more intense.
Oh yeah, the demons come out at that one. So I enjoy that during the game, and then I flush it, and then it's done. So I like during the game, especially during Iowa Hawkeye games, I'm just riding the roller coaster, having a good time. I'm gonna be ticked off, but then once it's over, different Nick comes out. Now we got the scientist Nick coming in there. But when the game's going on, emotions are high.
Come hang out for a watch log. I want to see you crash out.
Yeah, that's Unfortunately, I suffer from that same fandom. My Twitter self is a very different person during the game. I feel like there was a while there for a while there. I thought maybe I should, when the game's over and I've called Sean an idiot and whatever I've done. Like what you go black and it just happens, and then you look back at it and you're like, God, I can't believe I said all that stuff. And now I'm at the point where I just leave it. Everybody knows, I'm just like them. Like you go a little crazy.
Twitter's to have fun. And
I'm
just out there like tweeting through it, having a blast.
An hour later, I could do a show and be like, all right, guys, it's a tough game. We lost. I could just go right back. But I couldn't do it like it's doing the post games for me. I do a post game every week with Zach Seegers from Let's Talk Broncos and David from David Talks Broncos. And it's I can plug anything I want. It's my show. So it's a great show. And we are undefeated since I came on the show. So you're welcome. First of all, you're welcome. We've won every game. I assume I get fired the minute we lose, but while I'm there, it's been pretty easy to come on because we didn't just get a field goal blocked to lose the game, aka Kansas City, or the re-kick. Was it the Colts with the penalty and the re-kick? Those are tough, but my Twitter feed, it's got to be a little bit embarrassing. So I think we covered.
I was going to say, I try to keep it positive vibes during the game.
You always do.
Yeah. I feel like there's some sort of like energy that I have control over it. It makes me feel like I'm doing something to just be like, nope, we got to believe, we got to keep the vibes high.
The thing is about you though, is that I've known you long enough that's just who you are. Like there's nothing worse than disingenuous. Like you come on here and you guys are exactly who you are. You're exactly who you are on Twitter. Like Nick is like, especially with Iowa, like hide your kids, hide your wife. Like
get mad.
You don't want to see that.
If you had to watch that offense for all those years, you would be that way too.
Well, I've had to watch our offense for 10 years. So I am kind of like that. And I was going to say just real quick, God, I'm sorry. I apologize for keeping you guys over, but I have to do this.
Not all of us have anniversaries tonight.
It was yesterday. We're good.
Yeah, please give our apologies to Allie, and congratulations on your marriage. That your anniversary isn't for another
6 months or so.
Yeah, it's like you got a little ways. We'll touch base. See how you guys are doing. Okay, so I know we talked about Bo a lot. We did, but analytics versus eye test. I have an analytics guy. I have an eye test guy. I'm a eye test guy with a lot of analysts in my ears every week on the show. So, Brian, let's start with you. Has Bo passed the eye test for you as far as, and I'm not going to put, Super Bowl franchise guy, but he's our guy. He can take us to the Super Bowl. Yes or no? He's passed that eye test.
He has, 100%, because as Benny says that Sean Payton and I weirdly see eye to eye on a lot of things, which is interesting to me. But Sean said something.
Benny said that?
Benny, he's like, you and Sean, like, I feel like you think similarly, which I'll take as a compliment, but some, might.
I think I would too.
He said after the game, they're like, what'd you think of Bo today? He said, good. He did his job. He won. And I know Nick would hate that idea that the win is attached to the quarterback. But
caveat, like over 10 years, but there's survivorship bias in that. But yeah,
I just see a winner. And that goes a long way for me. And it's not it's not a Tim Tebow situation where it's like he's winning, but my God, like he can hardly throw a football. It's like he's winning when he does flash. He flashes in ways that look like real quarterback play, real, winning style football. And he has the it factor. And so all of the things that you can't quantify and you can't put on a nice looking graph, he nails. And so for me, like when I feel like for my biggest test is like he gets the ball 2 minutes left and needs to score, do I think he's going to do it? In my heart, I feel like he is, and that's enough for me.
Yeah, the good thing about doing these shows is that you can't come back on here and say, well, you could come back on here and say something completely different than you said, but it's stupid to do that. Every time that Bo has come onto the field in these stressful games, and we've needed either a field goal or a score, I'm in panic mode the whole time. And then we get the ball with a minute and 20 seconds left and we need a field goal. And I'm like, oh yeah, Bo's going to do that. Like he's already earned that with me. Now he hasn't earned the first 3 quarters of the game with me, but he's earned that. If the game's on the line, that sort of Elway thing where that's twice tonight I've done that, but that Elway thing where he's going to get us in field goal range and then Les is going to have to make a kick, or they're going to score and they're going to win the game. I'm always confident of that. And I think he's earned that much from us for sure. These win streaks, this win streak's not fluky to me. It's not always beautiful, but Nick, Bo, can he take us to a Super Bowl even at this level that he's playing now?
I think with the team as it's currently constructed, if, like I said, if we get that level that we got against the Chiefs where he's replacing blitzers and he's navigating the pocket and he doesn't look too out of sync, too like snorting espresso in the huddle before the snap, then I think you got a chance to win the Super Bowl. I think the NFC is more talented, but in one game, anything can happen when you get there. So I think there's a chance for me to name him a like franchise quarterback, which is such a, it depends on the individual what the bar is. I need to see the lows drop a lot. It's sustained excellent. So it's good to see him do it. But coming out of college, I definitely underrated his overall arm talent and his athleticism because he has that. Does he have an A+ Josh Allen arm? No, but he's got enough to be that guy to give him the time. And you talk about Mike, you having the belief too. You know who has the belief right now?
The team.
The team, the locker room right now. Like we got to go make a play for this guy because if we can keep it close, get him the ball, and then 2 minutes left, 4 minutes left, we're going to win this game. So again, I'm a little bit higher bar. I need to see a little bit more consistency from him, specifically in the drop back pass game over time before I'm dubbing him. But there's no reason also to rush him, for me personally, a franchise quarterback or anything, because you still have 1.5, 2.5 years of control left. Right now, he's a good quarterback on a rookie cost control that because of that, you can build a pretty darn good defense and offensive line around him. And as long as he protects the football and executes the plays that are drawn out in front of him, that's enough for me. There doesn't need to be more than that. There's no reason to jump to be the worst or the best, the hyperbolic ends that you get with social media and just media, a lot of media in general nowadays. Thanks, ESPN. But no, it's I think he can definitely be the guy. I'm not ready to crown him yet, but I'm excited to see where this journey takes them. And this is as fun as I've had watching this team and since probably 2014. So 2015 was like excruciating because it felt like we missed our window and then somehow they won that one. It was miraculous, but it's a lot of fun right now. I'm having a blast.
Yeah. You're like Andrew Mason who smiles more. That's kind of what you are.
I'll take it. Mace is brilliant. I love Mace.
He is.
Of course. Yeah. He is the brain. Building the Broncos for breakfast. That's Nick Kindle, folks. One of the best in the business. Shows are still going and everything's going good. Are you still able to fit everything in with the baby boy and the wife? Now I do have to ask you before I let you go, what percentage of your boxes are unpacked now and how many of those are yours versus your wife's?
Okay. This big one behind me here is mine. But I'm not supposed to touch the closet because I have a tendency to, if it's done, it's good. For some of that stuff because I just want it freaking over with. Sometimes with assignments, especially if something I don't really care about, like I'm just gonna do it. She wants to get all the different like container store things,
sure,
and it's gonna be much better if she does it. I don't want to play the card of what is it? That's the thing that like husbands do, like the inadequacy
mansplain or something.
Yeah, no, it's like weaponized incompetence.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yep. I don't want to play that, but like, she wants me to do it, but she do it her way. I can't do that. I can't.
See, this is why I wish I could do marriage counseling for people right before they get married and give them just a few hints. One of them is the first time she asks you to load the dishwasher, break something, or just completely load it wrong.
That's weaponized ignorance.
She'll never ask you to do it again.
Incompetence.
So
Yeah.
I'm just explaining this to the lay people out there that aren't experienced enough to know how to put bleach in clothing that's not supposed to get bleach. I have not done laundry or loaded a dishwasher for 78 years. So I'll be 90. I'll be 90 next month. Ryan, DNVR, going great. Obviously, All City, I should mention, is the parent company. We're still using DNVR though, right? As the Broncos DNVR show. You've got your Buff show. You've got your No Lie. You're a busy man. I forgive you. You're scaring me just enough. I'm watching the clock that says I'm going live in 2 minutes, and you actually beat Nick on here. And so I will never doubt you again. You have my word on that. Next time you come on, I'll just be like, hey, he said he's coming, he'll be here. No problem.
Yes.
So for any last words to Broncos country, or did we cover it all? We must have, because this is the longest mic'd up I've done in a year.
Yeah,
So.
no, enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Try to take all the good wins and the fact that we're going to ride a Chiefs win for 2 weeks here. Soak it all up because you just never know how long it's going to last. And also shout out to you, Mike, for putting this together. I love that it was me and Nick, because we are very different in a lot of ways, but we interact a lot with each other because I feel like we both really value the other person's perspective. So it was cool to be on here with him.
There's a rhyme behind the reason, and it's just again, eye test, super fan, lives and dies by the Broncos, versus analytics, still kind of lives and dies, but not really.
When the game's going.
Yeah, it's just
at the mouth.
It's a perfect blend, because I don't need two guys trying to outdo themselves on EPA-QFRs and whatever all that stuff is. I thought that was a perfect matchup, and it turned out to be great. Loved having you both on. I think what we'll do in the off season, when draft time comes around, that's one of the most fun times to do like a mic'd up. I think I'll have you guys come on. We'll just battle it out, and we'll see if the eye test guys beat the analytics guys. Brian, you know who's going to win that one, because you're my guys. Anyways, thanks again to the guests, everybody in the stream. I couldn't keep up with you. My producer Chewy took the night off again, so it was just me. But I appreciate everybody that came in. Big shout out to everybody that watched. RK, wonderful. Thank you so much for coming on. Please say hello to Zach and the guys for me. And please say hi to Carl, Nick. I miss him. He's the sweetest guy I've ever met. And what a brilliant football mind. And just a great show. Great having you guys on. Enjoy the bye week. Get ready. This home stretch is going to be just an absolute blast, Broncos country. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll catch you next time on Mic'd Up. Have a great night.